Hello, everyone. Welcome and thank you for joining TY Inc. Promotions Product Showcase Live. We are thrilled that you're here. We have had so many companies and colleges from all across the country sign up for this webinar. But if you're one of those places and you're not super familiar with us, we are the company that gives college scholarships back to the colleges who buy from us. So you can look at that on our website. I'm Susan Baker. I'm your moderator. I'm here in Louisville, Kentucky. On the screen with me is Amelia Kreider. Hey, Amelia. Amelia is in Fort Worth, Texas, and she is my co-moderator. She is going to be taking the question and answer session after each of the presenters present. So we have 4 suppliers chomping at the bit, ready to come on and show you some fun stuff, some great items, and we're excited to get going with that too. But first, we have 2 housekeeping things. First off, the audience will be in listen-only mode. So if you have a question, go ahead to the menu bar, type your question in, and Amelia's going to be taking the questions after each supplier presents. If we don't get to your question, we will answer it. We'll send it in an email, so no worries there. Secondly, a recording is done of this webinar and it's going to be sent out afterwards. So if you have a coworker and you go, oh, I really wish I could have shown them this. This is perfect. You can forward that recording over to them. And that's the end of the intros and the housekeeping. Thanks for joining us. So without further ado, I am going to introduce Todd with C-Slide. Todd, come on out, take the stage. Hey, Todd.
Hi.
The floor is yours.
Great, thank you. Hi, everybody. I hope you're just doing well and staying safe. I'm Todd with, like Susan said, with C-Slide. We are relatively known for being the original inventors of the webcam cover to keep you safe from people hacking into your computer, spying on you through your webcam cover. But now we've also, this year, we've kind of turned the corner and we're becoming your #1 tech accessory company. So it allows TY Inc. to be able to get you a lot of your needed tech accessory for security purposes. I'm going to show you a kit that we call the work from home kit or the safety 4-pack kit. It includes 4 of our most popular products that we have, and it works wonderful to keep everything on your computer and your cell phone safe. Okay, I'm going to show you the kit first, then I'm going to show you each product separately here. So this is called, like I said here, let me get it in here. It's called the Work at Home Kit or the Security 4-pack. By either one, you can order this through your TY Inc. Salesperson. Okay, the first is going to be right here is going to be the webcam cover. Now, here's what the webcam cover looks like. I'm going to put it right there so you can see it a little bit better. If I can get it not to be crooked. This one's a little bit bigger than the other one. I recommend to go with this one because you get a really nice big area here to go ahead and put your company name and information on. And the reason this is twofold why this is so important. First of all, it's important because you put it over your webcam cover and no one can spy on you when you're not using your webcam cover. When you are, which I'm using mine right now, I just slid mine to the left and I can use my webcam cover. When I don't want to, I'm just going to do a quick demonstration. Just like that, and it closes the webcam cover just like that. No one can see through it. This allows your laptop to fully close without any risk of cracking your screen. Okay, this is the thinnest in the industry. It's 0.8 millimeters thin. So it's going to allow your laptop to fully close. Great. Now, the second thing is that it's location, 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 sort of like real estate, right? Your customers or your employees are going to be sitting there looking at this piece of product, this webcam cover for 8+ hours a day with your information on there. So when your customer needs something that you represent, that you do for them, then they're going to think of you subliminally and not think of your competitor. So it's really great for the cost this is. You could not buy this many impressions on a marketing standpoint alone. You could never afford how many impressions you get because you're looking at 8+ hours a day for this webcam cover someone's going to be staring at all the time. The next one's going to be the USB data blocker. Now, especially for colleges or say manufacturing engineering companies that do a lot of traveling and things, you can this is where you would put your information right here. It plugs in your USB port on your computer, and then it has a USB port on the other side. You just plug the other end of the USB cord into this. What it does, use this when you're traveling in an airport or a hotel or a public charging station, say at the coffee shop. The problem is that hackers can now go ahead and put devices on the outlets and be able to download malware to whatever you're charging, your phone or your laptop, and then take your information right off of your phone or your laptop. This USB data blocker stops that from happening. All it does is allow the travel of electricity. Okay, so from point A to point B, they cannot download any malware to you, and in turn, they can't download any information off of your laptop or your cell phone. Okay, now there's two versions. I call this my budget version. It's a little bit more friendly, and then I have this one here. Okay, I call this kind of like the Porsche. It's metal. It's compared to the plastic, it's sleeker looking. It comes in more colors available. And the great thing about it is it allows rapid charging. This one right here, this one right here allows to normal charge, which we all know as a trickle charge. We all want everything fast these days. So therefore, all you need is the rapid charge cord, and this one will allow the ability to rapid charge, but it does the same thing, does not allow any transferable information, only allows the transfer of electricity from point A to point B. That's all. Keeps you completely safe, and it's a necessity when you're traveling. Okay, and for colleges to hand out, say, from the school stores and things like that to the incoming students that are coming in, because it takes away the liability, a big part of the liability on the school in case something happens or something's hacked when they're using their technology. The next one in the case in the pack here is going to be the mic block. Okay, this is what it looks like right there, and that right there is where you would, there we go, that is where you would decorate it right there. Everything is done in a 4-color process, so we can match any color that you want in the decoration. What this does is, we all have mutes on our computer, but the problem is, if someone's hacked your computer, they can turn your mute button off and you'll never know it because there's no volume or button that comes on that tells you your mute button's been turned off. So you take that, you plug that into your auxiliary port or your headphone jack. It makes your computer think that you plugged in an external microphone, turning off your internal microphone manually. It's not computer based, so therefore no hacker can hack around that until you take that out. Now, a lot of people tell me, well, I don't have that auxiliary port. All I have is USB ports. We created a USB version of the mic block as well. Does exactly the same thing. All I ask is that you remember when you go into a meeting like this, a webinar, that you take that out before, because I've done it. Everyone made fun of me that I was talking to because nobody could hear me because I forgot to take my mic block out. So it does work. The next one in the package is going to be the cable quack. It's a cable organizer. Comes packaged like this, looks just like this. Now, everybody says, well, everybody has plenty of cable organizers. Ours is a little bit different. Ours has magnets on the inside of it. Let me get it up here so everybody can see it. Has a little magnet right inside of the duckbill. All you do is you take this, it goes right on the base and clips to the metal base. Goes right there like that. You pull it off when you want to use the cord, and then you just click it right back on when you're done. You don't have to worry about, reaching underneath your desk. You don't have to worry about the wear and tear on the regular cable organizers because they tend to break after a while. Ours has 3M adhesive underneath the metal, so it just sticks right on and you don't have to worry about it. I use mine in my car next to my shifter because I never can reach down next to the seat and get my charging cords when they fall down there. How about on our desk? How many times have we hit our desks, our heads on the desk as well? So just keep that in mind. These can all be substituted in different packages as well. So at that point, I'm going to turn it over to Amelia for any questions.
I have to say, I absolutely love your webcam covers. They are the best I've seen. The Razor one is my favorite. I've got it on my MacBook. Love that, the inference space. So also your data blocker, we have a question. That's a fantastic product. They're wondering if you can use it on an Apple. Like, so would it work with one of those converter pieces that most, Apples have to buy those converter pieces? Would it still work if you put it in that?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. As long as it has a USB port on the adapter, you're going to be able to do that. Absolutely.
Perfect. And then what are production times right now with all this craziness going on?
Normal production time is 5 business days. We ship out of Utah. Everything comes out of Utah. We are getting new packaging machines installed. Mr. COVID-19 that kind of crashed the party, as I like to say, he kind of stopped. We were having new machines installed. That kind of stopped. We're getting back to that. Once we get new packaging machines on the facilities, then it'll go down to 3 business days for normal turn time. We do have a rapid turn, anywhere from 24 hours to 3 days right now, and then standard is 5 business days. That'll all be changing down to 3 standard business days once the new machinery for packaging's in.
Perfect. And then another question is, what is the size of the imprint area on the data blocker and mic blocker?
I don't have that off the top of my head, but the great thing about it is we will do the art. We do free virtual mock-ups for you, and we can get you free samples with some artwork already on them, free of charge, and sent to you via USPS, and we cover that cost. And we can turn virtual mock-ups around in usually the same day. Within a couple hours normally, or if it's really a rapid thing, we can normally do it within an hour, and we can get you the actual dimensions at that point in time. Or if they want to email you guys can turn around and email me, and I can get you those dimensions.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for being here today, Todd. We sure appreciate it.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Everybody stay safe and well.
Next up, we have Javier from Showdown Displays.
Hello. There I am.
Hey.
Hi. Techie world. Gotta love it.
Say
So,
who-
hi, my name is Javier. I'm with Showdown Displays, and want to take about 5 minutes to kind of share some information with you. Showdown Displays, I'm trying to multitask as a guy. That's difficult. So, trying to launch my PowerPoint over here. Hopefully that can be seen. I think that's working. So Showdown Displays is a manufacturer of signs and displays, visual communication products used in many different ways, from traditional trade shows to retail to just everyday messaging within an office. So we are headquartered outside of Minneapolis, Minnesota, and we have factory in Minnesota and factory also in Huntsville, Alabama. So wanted to kind of just take a few minutes and discuss some products that have been very popular during this COVID-19 time. I'm going to start with just about a 1-minute animated video. The reason I like this is it's, as you know, everyone has been living the last few weeks, at least the last 2 or 3 months. We live in a different world now. So how we are going about things, it's now what I call the new normal. So as we now go to buildings, if we now go back to our own office buildings, we're going to have specific information and signage that says, where am I supposed to go? Which doors am I allowed in? When I walk into a lobby area, we're going to have to protect the people walking in, and also the people working there. So these are just ideas of of different products that we offer as signage so that you can communicate all of the information you need to communicate to safely people enter and exit your buildings. We also, if anyone's gone out lately, whether it's pick up at a restaurant or the grocery store, you've seen a lot of signage being used, especially now, to tell people where they can go to pick up. We're open for business. So in Tennessee, where I live, we now have restaurants are open. So they're dealing with, okay, we can't have all the tables working, so we have to help people understand which way to go, how we can get them there, which tables are available, etc. So the whole idea of it all is to express the information we need to express. At the same time, we brand ourselves. So again, it's the new normal, because I'm thinking it's going to be that way for quite a little while. Also wanted to just cover a couple of products that is the most we've been asked for lately. These are new products that we have been making with materials that we already use for other products. So for example, we started making fabric face covers for the healthcare employees, healthcare workers in Minnesota and Alabama. We were donating them to the facilities. This is the same fabric we use for some of our table covers. So we just had to kind of rethink our production to try to come up with a product that will work with what the need was at the time. Now we're still doing that, but it allows us to offer that to consumers again, as states reopen at different paces and different cities reopen. We're all being asked to protect ourselves and others. So the fabric face covers are home washed. So they're reusable. There's a full color dye sublimation imprint, and that's just fancy way of saying you can do a lot of different things to this. Basically, the artwork is what we can print on this. There's a couple of options depending on the quantity. This is our made in the US option. They come in sets of 12. And as you can see, it's a fabric tie. And then for larger opportunities, we do have an outside the US. In this particular case, it's made in Mexico option, and they have an elastic band, but they're both very similar in its imprint and its fabric. And again, the main thing is they're reusable and rewashable. I would say the thing we've been asked the most lately as states reopen is protective counter barriers. A lot of people are looking at not just retail or restaurants and those kind of things, but something as simple as I have people that need to interact with others, and a reception area, a lobby area, from a bank to a school to anywhere where people are interacting, you may have to think about if it's close proximity to each other, they have to approach, you may want to consider about a counter barrier. We have a couple options. This one is a material called Centra and has a plastic, so this is really easy to clean. I like this because it's lightweight, so you have legs, as you can see on the right. It also has a mounted option, so we ship this with hook and loop. So if you rather attach it to a counter, you can do that as well. Most people are accustomed to the acrylic, so that's what this one is. And again, as you can see on all these pictures, they're easy to clean. They have brandability. You can put an adhesive on the top and the bottom. If you prefer not to have branding, you can get them without branding as well. Again, with social distancing, we have been making, this is a product that we've been offering for a while, which has created some new shapes and sizes and repurpose it for the world we live in today. So in the world of social distancing, we have some circles. They're 12-inch circles and 18-inch circles, and we have an indoor and outdoor option. I'm showing you the indoor here, but the idea is to help people navigate the new normal. So again, you can imprint all of these. They come in sets of 3 or 6. So just some ideas as we go forward. If you are also open for business or your offices are reopening, you still need to educate your employees. So this is just some different ideas of signage, small, large, floors or walls, and available so that you can communicate the messaging for your employees, especially on staying healthy. Make sure they continue the habits of, social distancing, washing their hands, et cetera, et cetera. For people like me, there's a lot of us working from home, so we have a lot of options related to things that can go behind you. So when you're doing an online meeting like this one, you can share your branding, your company information, it's whatever messaging you want. So those are different options that we have available to all of us. Something new that's coming out in July, and the last product I'll mention is we're coming up with sanitizing stations. This is a tabletop version. We also have a floor version that goes with it. We have a couple other stands as well, but I like these two. These are double-sided branding. These are automatic dispensing stations, so no hands, which is good. And so there's a lot more of these kind of products that we haven't had to think of before, that we're just gonna have to think of as the new normal, is something we're gonna have to consider for quite a little while, I think. Like Todd mentioned, also, we do free virtuals. So those are available to us, to you. When your signs and displays, spec samples are not something that's feasible. So I just wanna make sure that we go and finish up. And I want to finish up by saying, just contact your TY Inc. person that you're used to dealing with and get them the artwork, and we can put that on as a virtual any one of our products. Back to you, Amelia.
So what are the minimums on the floor stickers, the social distancing floor
So
stickers?
they come in sets of, for those prepackaged ones that I showed, they come in sets of 3 or sets of 6.
Okay, perfect. And then the face covers, what ply are those?
So those are 2-ply.
Okay,
Yeah, they are. They're 2-ply, and again, they're all home wash, which is the idea is to be able to reuse them.
perfect. Thank you so much for being here today, Javier. We really appreciate it. Next up, we have AMI.
Hello.
Hi, everybody. Hi. My name is Catherine, and this is Jeffrey. He's going to be my lovely assistant today. We are with AMI. We are located in Nashville, Tennessee, and we take care of all the kitting and fulfillment for TY Inc. So anything that you need sent out to either your students, alumni, customers, anything like that, we get in the right package, get it out on time, and make sure everything is right in package and nothing breaks, anything like that. So we have a little bit of samples here of a few things we've done. Of course, you know, work with your TY Inc. Person on your selection, but we can do boxes, envelopes. This is just an example of one of our boxes that we did. So you can get a fully printed box that has all your logos around it, and then you can fill it with all the fun stuff that TY Inc. can get for you. So you can do different promo items, you can do stickers or magnets inside, and we get all this stuff packed in correctly, and we get it sealed up and sent to your list. We work with a bunch of different lists, usually provided by the customer, whether it be their student list that they've had and they work with. You can also send your stuff in envelopes. This is a really pretty colored envelope that we have to show you today. This is a bubbled envelope that kind of protects your products inside. Usually you can get multiple things in here. We're able to print anything as well to get inside it, or we can do some printing outside it as well. It really depends on what you're choosing. When you look at, obviously you'll choose different things. We've also done it to where it's variable per customer. So if your customer maybe wants 2 stickers and one person wants 1 sticker, we can make sure that the right amount gets to the right person. So you see this bubble envelope here that we use for you. You can also just use standard craft boxes as well. We showed you the really pretty box before that has logo information on it. But if it's something that you're wanting just to get out and it doesn't need to be particularly colorful, just needs to get out to the right person, we also offer just standard craft. We also, Jeffrey is going to bring a very big box over. We also have printing that can be done on the boxes as well. It looks backwards to y'all right now, but if you just want something specific said, sometimes we have to be very specific with FedEx. If it's fragile, if you don't want it to be flipped over, different things like that. So that kind of variable data can be put onto those boxes. And it can also be your logo as well. You can do 4-color process on that, single color, it's all dependent on what you're wanting. So pretty much that is our boxes, envelopes. We have, you can send things in paper envelopes as well. I just don't have that sample because it's a little boring.
It is a little boring. And then we've also offered the storage facility as well. So.
Yes, so if you decide that you want to print a large amount of it all at once, we have a lot of customers that are going to be sending this stuff out very often, sometimes monthly. We have, obviously you get things done all at once, so you get a bulk rate. We'll actually store it at our facility and pull it down as it's needed. So we have a few customers that as things are ordered or as they decide they want to send things to their students or customers, they actually send us a list and we'll just pull that down and get it, let's say 12 of them out. And if they want to print all 300 at once, we'll hold on to it, store it in our facility and get it out on time.
And you've got some other samples.
Yeah, so this is a few samples of just some printed product. We put these sometimes inside those pieces there, whether it be just a little 5x7 card. If you want it to just say, hey, Susan, here is your kit with us. I hope you enjoy the, stickers and webcam covers and different things like that that you put inside there, we can print these here and have these done as you send them out. So that just shows a little bit here. This is also just a regular sticker that you can get printed with us and then sent out in that kit as well. But pretty much that is what we're doing. We work with two different places we send things out. We work with FedEx and we also work with USPS. FedEx, we actually have a great relationship with because we send so much out through them that we get a percentage off. So you actually will send things cheaper than you would if you just went to a FedEx store. So we actually are able to bulk that together and get you a better rate to send things out. We also work with USPS. The one thing I say about the difference, FedEx, obviously their tracking is fantastic. So if you really want to track every single piece, FedEx is your option. If it really is not a big thing for you, USPS is usually a good option as well. Things will get there on time, I promise, but I probably can't tell you what neighbor's house it's at. But that is it. I am AMI, I'm Catherine, this is Jeffrey. Thanks so much for listening to us.
Thank you. So I have to say one thing, you guys do beautiful custom pieces. We looked everywhere to have a paper pennant mailer shipped out or, made. Couldn't find anybody that did it, and you all came through and die cuts. Y'all do great work with that. So
Thank you.
are there any minimums for like your invitations and postcards and things like that?
No, since our stuff is printed digitally mostly, we can obviously offset print, but there is no minimum for digitally printing something. We can run for them if you need that.
Wonderful. And then again, production time on things like that?
It's really dependent on what it is. A print job, I usually say about 3 days. It's a fulfillment job. If it's a normal size, 200, 300, we can usually get it out in a week. It's really dependent on what it is. We have one that's 7,500. It's going to take us a few weeks to get out, but it's usually 3 to 5 days for just a standard job.
Wonderful. Thank you both so much for being here today. We sure appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks, guys. Well, as it goes, sometimes live shows have some glitches, and one of our suppliers couldn't make it today. They have lost electric, and that is the supplier that does all of our custom socks and our custom pennants. So we're going to schedule them next time. So this is the end of our webinar. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to be doing this every Wednesday, every hump day for the month of June. So come back next time. We're going to have all new suppliers. Don't forget that we'll answer your questions if we didn't get them answered. And we're also going to send a recording out. With that recording is going to come a survey. Help us get better at this. This is our first time. We're going to have your rep's information show up on the screen shortly, so you will know. If you have extra questions after this that you didn't think of, just get in touch with your rep and we'll get those answered for you. So thank you for coming, and we will see you next Wednesday with 4 more new exciting suppliers. Bye.